Well, this keeps on coming up, so is it actually going to happen? Krysten Ritter has recently chimed in a little bit about her potential return as Jessica Jones. And it's pretty clear to me she's more than game. Let's take a couple minutes to check out the clip, talk about what she said, and why I think this has already happened. Well, I think probably one of the most persistent rumors in the Marvel Universe recently has been the return of Jessica Jones. Ever since we found out Daredevil Born Again was going to reach into that Netflix bag, well, we've heard pretty consistent rumor reports that the other Defender characters could return to the Marvel Cinematic Universe and potentially continue forward as major players. Daredevil has been a huge success so far for Marvel, and we heard early on that Jessica Jones was one of the characters set to return. Now, since then, a lot has changed, and we have confirmed Frank Castle is part of the series, who actually was part of the last episode, but the appearance of our favorite alcoholic private investigator has yet to happen. Now, to be fair, in the past, Ritter has kind of avoided weighing in directly on being part of Daredevil Born Again, but clearly there's a huge interest in playing the character, and recently she was sitting down with one of the morning talk shows, and he actually flat out asked her about returning as Jessica, and clearly she hasn't closed the door. So let's go ahead and check out the clip.
Speculation that Jessica Jones, the character that you played in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, will make an appearance in Daredevil Born Again, which is set in the universe. I'm a huge Daredevil fan.
Look at her face.
Huge Jessica Jones
fan.
Look at her face. What can you tell us, if anything?
Listen, I love Jessica Jones, and I think it's so exciting that there seems to be such an appetite to see her again. I get asked about it almost every day, and, you know, we remain cautiously optimistic, and I hope I get to see it.
If they ask you, would you?
Of course. If they asked me, I would be there ready. I may or may not have the jacket that I stole from set.
Well, the response was pretty interesting, and she clearly has one of the world's worst poker faces. They even made fun of her for smiling. So this is definitely one of those moments that make you say, Now, to be fair, Jessica Ritter's version of the character has been nothing but fun, and I'm not the only one that wants her to return. There is a huge place for her to fit in the Daredevil world, and as Wilson Fisk starts to clamp down on vigilantes, I definitely could see the rather high-profile PI once again resurface. Remember back in those Netflix shows? Well, Jessica Jones was on the news constantly, so Wilson Fisk's anti-vigilante task force would definitely have her name on a list, and if I was a betting man, would probably go out of their way to take her into custody. Now, as far as Ritter goes, honestly, remember, she is an actress, and she's been playing this for quite a while. She has made several posts over the last couple of years to social media teasing her return, and often these aren't actual teases, it's more an effort to generate a little bit of hype around the return to encourage the studio to make the big move. Now, I've said before, I do wonder if some of these Defenders will actually make an appearance in the closing moments of Season 1. We've heard multiple reports that Daredevil is going to be forming a team for Season 2, and although some of his recent MCU allies like Echo or She-Hulk definitely make that list, I find it almost impossible to consider that not only will Krysten Ritter's Jessica Jones return, but we have a high probability of Mike Coulter's Luke Cage, along with Misty Knight, Colleen Wing, and maybe even Iron Fist, giving Marvel an instant street-level team that Daredevil can leverage against Wilson Fisk. Obviously, we're going to watch the Jessica Jones story pretty closely. I personally want to see her return, and every time she makes one of these teases and it gets a positive response, I think Marvel Studios inches closer. How this works out, we're going to have to wait and see. Now, before you take off though, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and ring the bell for all the updates. We do daily videos, and we want to be your place for all the Marvel and DC news, but we're going to bring it to you truthfully and transparently, so you're really in the know.